Clayton the General 2.0 asks, why is the Capitec Global One credit card not included? Well, Clayton, this video is for you. Just kidding. I made this video for everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about the Capitec Global One. Is it overhyped or is it really the best? And if you don't know if it's the right product for you, maybe stick around and see if this review will help you out to figure that one out. I'll be looking at its main features and I want to address who it is for, and I'll be going into what people say about it, as well as we're gonna take a dive on looking at its fees and what it's about. Let's get started. Hello. Welcome back to the finance Mage. So today's MVP is the Global One account. Yes, I left it out in the other previous video. What I said to Clayton in response, who asks me, why is the Capitec Global One credit card not included in my previous list of credit cards? I mentioned that it is mainly limited to a single product, much like African Bank. And I know that sounds like a lame reason and stuff like that, but we were mainly looking at the perks with a credit card if we're being honest. Capitec would be way down the list.
Ooh, shade.
And their credit card product is as fairly new as I think last year.
It was actually 2016. I was wrong, okay? I was wrong.
Or in 2023, 2024, somewhere there.
You stupid clown. It's actually 2016.
So it really wouldn't have stood a chance against the other cards. But in terms of the debit service or the transactional product that it has, I think it is doing an outstanding job. But is it the right product for you? Well, I made this video specifically to address such things. First up, I want to talk about the history of Capitec. It's going to be brief. Capitec is only 24 years old, about as old as I am. Anyway, it was founded in 2001, March the 1st, which I guess is kind of its anniversary as I'm recording this video right now. It was founded by Mitchell... Wait, hold on. Mitchell Schultz, this guy. It was founded by this guy. This guy's a billionaire, just so you know. And he founded this bank. I think it had less than 2 products at the time. It had very little stuff going on with it. It was a financial service provider at the time, but it wasn't a retail bank. And then it transitioned somewhere between those 24 years into the retail giant that we all know now. So the bank is known for its low fees, and that's about it. So I could just get right on to that, right? Let's make it a short video, why not? So there are a few features that I want to talk about. Mainly, the one I want to start with is, of course, the ATM fees. Most people who are in Capitec need to withdraw cash, and we know that this has become an expensive game. I think it has one of the lowest, if not the lowest, withdrawal fees out of all the banks that exist. And compared to the other banks, this one is relatively new. Like, there's newer banks now, of course, but I'm talking about traditional banking. Absa is an old bank, FNB is an old bank, so, you know, go figure. Anyway, on their list here, they wrote that they charge 10 rand per 1,000 rands. And when compared to its neighbors, that's really low. Like, FNB is quite expensive. Nedbank is quite expensive. Standard Bank is quite expensive, which is the main reason why most of South Africa just goes with Capitec, because it's like cheap cash withdrawal fees. Next feature would be the send money feature, or send money feature, where you just provide someone your number and they send that amount of money to your phone number, to which you can go to any Capitec bank and enter your PIN there. Even though you're not a Capitec client, you can just withdraw the money without a Capitec account. That's essentially the principle of send money. But the person who sends the money needs to have the account. You get? Fine. So that's the main feature people typically like. I know newer banking spaces don't provide this. Capitec is a retail bank, which is for the people. If you don't know what a retail bank is, it's for the general public. The 4 types of bank that I know of are retail banking, commercial banking, investment banking, and there's another one too. Oh, central banking. But central banking is like more about the economy. It's the regulatory body, which I think I talked about in my previous video. You can check that one out. It's very crucial for you to learn about the banking systems before you can join any bank. So might as well just click that video and see what's going on there. Great. So the next feature would be the Lotto. People like playing Lotto a lot. Gambling has become a national sport. Thousands of people, or even millions of people, have probably lost money from this. Personally, I gamble for fun, but I don't do it on the regular. Most people don't share the same sentiments. They live on Lotto. So I guess they integrate it into the app. I don't know if the Lotto has a fee. Hold on. No, sorry, can't find it. You can seamlessly buy a Lotto ticket on your app, and you can also view results on the app. I expect. But please, if you know a little bit more about Capitec, please comment down below and let people know. The next feature would be the renewal of your license disc. So for the people who have cars, not me, are going to be able to pay for their license disc, basically. If you don't know what a license disc, it's like the round thing on your car. But since you don't have a car, you wouldn't know. Anyway, yeah, you can do that on the app, as well as play Lotto and send money as well. Those are dominant features that people primarily use it for. And it's still at a fraction of the cost that other banks charge. Now, they also have something called the Live Better program. Live Better program is more like discovering miles. With the Live Better feature, they have certain partners that they have partnered up with, and when you swipe there, you get 1% back, which is barely visible or noticeable, but you know, it's something. My favorite feature on Capitec, surprisingly, is two things. Actually, three things. My favorite features about the Capitec app is going to be its user friendliness. It's very easy to find anything. You could be so dumb, but you can still make a transaction on Capitec. It's made for the general masses, and it's super simple. Like, as a software designer, sometimes I appreciate their aspect and their way of creating the interface. It's probably the least complicated banking app that I've seen in a while. It's fairly simple. Everything is just big, and you can never get lost in that app. Unless you're really stupid, then it becomes a real problem for everyone. In this case, I suggest you seek out some help. Just kidding, I didn't mean that. Anyway, my second favorite feature is going to be their many savings pockets. You can create, I think, around 10 savings pockets in one account, which is brilliant. I think everyone should have a savings account. So if you're looking for a very strong savings account, this is not it. But you know what? You can like have multiple savings for different goals. I know that Nedbank has something called their pockets, where you could put in money and they give you a certain amount of percent back, but it's not really a savings account. No, well, it's an interestless savings account. It does have an interest, but it's barely noticeable, if you get what I mean. But at least with Capitec, it's upfront. You can select up to 10 different savings accounts, and they will reward you just great. And in fact, I think if you have a positive amount in your main bank account, you get a certain percent back, like 2.24 or something. I don't know. I didn't check for that one, but yeah, for just R7.50, having this account makes it worth having. I guess you kind of get a lot from that amount, right? And my third favorite feature about the app is going to be their Live Better feature again. But this time they have a feature called the Roundup Savings feature. FNB has this. Essentially, if you're buying something worth R7.50 and you ask it to round off to the nearest 10, say you're going to buy it for 10 rands instead of R7.50, which is the retail price, you know, when it goes off in your bank, it goes off as 10 rands, even though that thing is R7.50. The rest of the amount, which is going to be R2.50, is going directly into your savings account or your Live Better pocket, which is their cashback program. I think that's a clever way of saving money. And at some point, I wanted to join Capitec because of this feature. But then, you know, got better incentives from the bank that I'm currently using, which is Discovery. So I just kept on sticking with that. I know what you're going to say, like paying 30 rands for a normal transaction account doesn't make sense. It does to me. Maybe one day I'll talk about it, but yes, this is one feature that I would have joined Capitec for. Who knows, I might still join. Now, who's Capitec for? Honestly, anyone. If you're 25 years old, like I am, this bank is good. If you're 40, this bank is good. If you're 14 and trying to look for a good savings account, this bank is okay. It doesn't have the strongest savings account, but yeah, I do have a few setbacks or drawbacks, like literally a few. There's not a lot of negative things about it because even their service is amazing. They have great service and they serve a mass of people. So that's crazy. And we've heard like a lot of stories about it. Kind of gives you trauma, and you know, you kind of want to doubt their ability based on those stories, but that's not enough reason to not join the bank. It's going to be ultimately up to you whether you go for this bank or not. That's not very helpful. Is the queues. I even mentioned this on one of my shorts. I was like, oh my gosh, the queues with Capitec are so crazy. Queues are very long when you're going for an ATM withdrawal. The other thing that I dislike about the bank is going to be that, you know, it's a transactional account. You gotta pay for everything, every single thing, including like the messages that go off. Like if you've made a payment, if someone makes a payment to you, I think if you make the payment, you pay a certain fee. Small fee, but yeah, you still gotta pay something. If you're sending to another Capitec member, I think they charge you R1. Like every single thing you have to pay for, which really it's an inconvenience to me because I don't want to be paying for every single transaction. Sometimes you just have the exact amount and you want to send it exactly as it is. You don't want to get charged on that amount. With my bank, that can happen. I literally have like 10 Rand to send and it only takes 10 Rand because I'm already paying for, the monthly fee. But here you will be charged per transaction, which makes it slightly expensive. The other thing I don't like is the fact that they have one product. So they don't have like a bundled fees product. They just have one. And I get that the whole point is to keep banking fairly simple and easy for everyone, as well as accessible. But you could at least try to meet us somewhere halfway, like make a product for us who just don't want to be charged with every single transaction. You know what I'm saying? I want to segue into their banking fees, but I just firstly briefly want to mention that they have 3 products technically. They have this one, which is a debit transactional account. You could use it anywhere in the world. It does have international fees, but they're relatively low, and I don't know if you could rely on it. I've seen a couple of Reddit threads that say that they use the Capitec. Most people use Wise for international transactions, so maybe you might link your Capitec account with Wise. Oh, and another thing, it has an integration with EasyEquities for investments. That's one thing I like. I forgot to mention that. So yeah, currently with my bank, I can like literally do a back and forth transaction between my EasyEquities account and my my Discover account. But with Capitec, you also have the same feature. Honestly, if there was no Discovery, I would choose this product. It is affordable and you get the most out of your bucks. But that said, I do hate the fact that you have to pay for literally every single cent that you're transacting. The second product they have, I think, is the Global One credit card, which has a monthly administration fee of $50. You're gonna have to pay $50 a month for that. Not bad, but you don't get much from it. I think you get relatively low percentages on your Live Better program, but it's honestly not that much, which is why I didn't talk about it in the previous video. But I would like to make more content on Capitec if you guys like this. If this does well, I will make content about Capitec, but otherwise, forget it. So yes, they have the Global One account, which is the debit account. You pay $750 for that. The credit card, which is $50 for that.
Also called the Global One for whatever reason.
And they have the Capitec Business. The latter two are fairly new. So Capitec Business, you also pay $50 a month. I don't know what features it has, but it has its own separate business fees, which you could check out on your own time. I'll maybe link the transactional fees down in the description. So yeah, they have these 3 products, and you can see why Capitec kind of deserves its own video, which is the one that I'm making right now. But it doesn't have much. Like we've seen with Discover, it has like 3 transactional accounts, and of those 3 transactional accounts, it has a bundled version of those, so it has a separate fee. So there's 6 transactional accounts, and they offer what do they call it? A suite, a banking suite. They offer a banking suite for their accounts as well. They also have credit cards, so you can imagine like each and every card color has its own things. One card has 3 separate subcategories. The transactional account, which is pay as you use, it has the transactional account, which is bundled fees. That's if you don't want to pay for every single transaction. You just pay one standard fee and very little service fees. And then the last one would be the credit cards. And I guess the 4th one would be the suites, but that includes the transactional account that is bundled and the credit card. But with Capitec, you just have one thing going for you. If you're going for the debit card, just know you're going to be paying for all of these fees. But with that said, these fees are relatively low, and you don't get as stressed as much. It's made for simplicity, which is also why the app is pretty much decent. So should you go for the Capitec Global account? Honestly, it depends on your lifestyle. If you want affordable fees and you don't want all the complicated stuff that comes with it, sure, get it. I mean, that's a good reason to get any sort of bank. But just know that you have to pay for every single thing that you do, like literally every single thing. They have a bunch of fees, I'm not kidding.
Fees that my dad incurred over the period of 2 months. This is basically this month and December. And also pay attention to the average spend value. And remember, the Global One costs $750, right?
If you've just started with work, I guess, because Capitec is the most popular in South Africa, this is a good product to have. If you withdraw cash, Capitec. If you like buying airtime or doing online transactions, paying for electricity, Lotto, Capitec. If you want the best rewards, incentives from a bank, this is not the bank for you. It doesn't offer as much rewards incentive. But if you're fine with just simplicity and swiping and
Raking up costs and losing all this money, baby. Yeah, money loss. That's what I want.
being charged on every single transaction, Capitec is good. I want to someday kind of make a comparison video between the Discovery debit card, which is the transactional one, the 30 Rand one, and Capitec, the 7 Rand 50 one, and kind of contrast the difference on why people pay $30 versus people who just pay 7 Rand 50. I will maybe make a video. That's if you guys want to see that one. And I'll only think about doing that one if this one is successful. Yeah, Capitec is built for simplicity, low banking fees, no charges. Compared to F&B, this is an advantage, really. If you're from an F&B perspective, this is a very cheap bank because F&B is on some other. But I do hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm probably going to be making this second one, that contrast between Discovery Bank and Capitec, because I really want people to understand the difference between them. They're both very low fees, believe it or not, but they both serve very different functions. So let me know. Other than that, peace. I'll see you on the next video.